Thankfully, if you're watching this video, you ignored the FUD.
And you just said that on camera. This going viral.
Ape Nation, thank you for helping me pass 200 subscribers. If you haven't subscribed yet, hopefully I can earn it today. Good morning, Ape Nation. It is Thursday, June 24th, 2021. Currently, right now, it is about 7:20 a.m. And a couple things I want to go over this morning. First of all, let's go back to March of 2020 before we get into F9. And the pandemic is just starting. Everything's starting to shut down. Cities and states across the nation are closing their doors on all types of businesses. Now, at some point during that time, the hedge funds began their assault on different sectors of the market, whether it be travel or hotels, airlines, so on. We know that in late fall, they started to attack a lot of brick and mortar companies like Bed Bath & Beyond, GameStop, and AMC. They took massive amounts of short positions in order to drive them into bankruptcy. And here we are, about almost 9 months later now, literally in the middle of World War III, with a number of financial institutions, and it's 4 million different individual investors that are in this fight. And we've made significant strides, right, since that time, to changes on Wall Street, from SEC filings and proposals to exposing naked shorts and that practice and how it's illegal. And the simplest thing as buying and holding, right? To not panic when we see red. So not that long ago, we had articles like this popping up, and I find this date interesting. It's January 28th, 2021. And if you remember, that's right after AMC had that little squeeze. But it wasn't that long ago we were talking about the end of movie theaters in general. And now we're talking about having our biggest weekend ever with F9 barreling towards this weekend. You know, when I first got into this position back in late February, I was basing my call on buying the stock based on fundamentals, based on the fact that the stock was around $10 a share back then, or maybe less. It could have been $8. And that with the reopening and that surge of cash that would inflow into the theaters, plus the fact that everyone was locked down for so long, I was basing that share price on fundamentals, and that I couldn't lose by buying the stock at that price. But we're not basing this stock on fundamentals anymore. We're just not. But what we can do to help us to see where we're headed is taking into consideration some catalysts. One of them being this weekend with F9 opening. Now, in this article from Variety Magazine, I noticed a couple things that were interesting. First of all, they talked about the film is starring Vin Diesel, Michelle Rodriguez, and John Cena. It's expected to surpass 60 million in its first 3 days of release. While that's nowhere near a traditional opening weekend for a fast movie, it would be a sizable start given COVID-related constraints and hesitations around moviegoing. It's playing in approximately 4,000 North American cinemas, the largest theater count in the 18 months since theaters were forced to close. So not only are we having possibly our biggest movie release so far since the pandemic, but it's also the biggest number of theaters in North America that are going to be open showing it. It goes on, for the time being, John Krasinski's post-apocalyptic thriller, A Quiet Place 2, holds the title for the biggest debut of pandemic times. The Paramount Pictures film amassed a mighty $48 million between Friday and Sunday, and posted $58 million through the Memorial Day holiday weekend. It has since generated $124 million in the U.S., making it the highest-grossing film at the domestic box office in 2021. If box office expectations hold, F9 should easily supplant that benchmark. And just skipping ahead here in the article a little bit, I noticed this little paragraph right here, and I thought it was interesting because I didn't know this. But it says, after several pandemic-related delays, F9 is hitting theaters more than a year behind schedule and arriving in a dramatically different movie-going landscape. While movie theaters were closed, Universal forged historic deals with major cinema chains, including AMC and Cinemark, to bring movies more quickly to the home. Under the terms of the agreement, Universal can put new films on premium video-on-demand platforms in as little as 17 days. However, titles that generate at least $50 million in opening weekend ticket sales will have to play in theaters for 31 days. F9 is the first movie from Universal that has a shot of clearing that threshold and will likely have a longer exclusive run in theaters due to the popularity of the franchise. So, along with that, they also stated in the article that Black Widow was going to be opening on July 9th, which is the first Marvel movie in like 3 years almost. Suicide Squad follows just about a month later on August 6th. So we do have some big movies coming to the theaters. And now we're at maximum capacity for open. So just to recap, if F9 beats its numbers this weekend, if they come in over $60 million, they'll have to be talking about it in mainstream media on Monday. It'll be a big story, which is good for proving that movie theaters are here to stay, at least for the here and now. They're not going anywhere. And if they open up over $50 million for the weekend, that means that the theaters are going to have the film exclusively for a month, which is just good for revenue for AMC and for our stock price. So anything that's good news for the box office is good news for us. So hope for a $60 million opening, if not more. And that could help, take us to that next stair step, getting out of this $50 to $60 per share range and stepping up over that $62, $63 mark. Let's take a quick look at AMC real quick in the pre-market. Right now it is at 58.01. Let me make sure this is current. Yes, 58.01. So we're down about a half a percentage point in pre-market. So guys, let's try to look at the bright side of things with AMC. We could be this guy, right? 33-year-old Dogecoin investor refuses to sell despite losing over $167,000 in one day. This sounds like something the hedge funds are doing, right? Dropping $5 billion in a week. So try to look on the bright side of things with AMC. We are on the right side of history right now. We are winning this battle, even though I know we haven't moved up in price that much. Well, I know we're consolidating a lot, but it just shows how strong the stock is. Like Trey said the other day, 63 is the new 14. I remember not being able to hit $14 a share. Now that just seems like I just can't even picture that now, where we're standing right now. All right, guys, that's all I got for this morning. Good luck today in the market. Let's hope we keep it green with AMC. I wish you guys all the luck in the world. Love Ape Nation. I'm the Massalorian, and I'm out.